Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe today. Alright, so I'm gonna share with you this video. I want you guys to watch and hear my comments.
Sending money back home or to your extended family is such a common African practice that I absolutely hate. I saw my dad doing it, and I don't even know any of my extended family. I saw him doing it with his brothers, with his sisters, with his grandparents, parents, like everyone in the family. As long as you have a job, they expect you to share that money accordingly, and that is just something I will not be participating in. I already knew I would never participate in this. Like, how do you come and tell me, oh, my kids are starving? Yeah, they're starving because you're fucking lazy. Get off your ass, get a job, and feed your kids. And also, there's this one like extended family member of ours, and she used to ask my dad for money, and she texted me, and she asks me for money. You've been asking my dad for money since before I was born. I was raised, I grew up. Now you're asking me for money. You lazy son of a bitch. I am not fitting your habits. I'm not fit. Clearly, you're too lazy to be alive. I will let you starve. The fuck?
Dad, what are you doing with all that money?
I'm sending it to your cousins in Ghana. They need it.
Bruh, Dad, no they don't. They're not using it wisely. They're buying jewelry and unnecessary things. Dad, I need money for college.
Oh, you will be okay. Hey, it's Antoine on WhatsApp. Big bust down really.
We are making six figures. You are broke.
That's not even your money.
We are making six figures and you are broke.
That's my dad's money.
Get on our level.
That's not even your money. That's crazy, bro.
Alright. You see, Africans, especially us in Kenya, we have this mentality that, and don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. I know it's our responsibility to look after our parents. I know it's our responsibility to take care of our mom, our dad, because they raise us, and yes, we need to take care of them when they grow old. That is the reality. 100% I support. But what I don't support is this. You have hustled. You have saved up money. You have taken that plane ticket. You have traveled to Dubai. You have traveled to America. You have traveled to greener pastures to hustle to get money. All right? To get money to take care of yourself and your future self and, of course, your family. And when you talk about your family, I mean your parents, okay? So what happens back home? When people hear you've traveled outside the country, do you guess what happens? Literally, people start seeing dollar sign on you. Every time they hear your name, they just know it's dollar sign. If they see, oh my God, so and so has called, they want money. Oh, so and so, they want money from you. One thing you don't realize is people, when they go outside the country, they work so hard for that money. You see that dollar, if someone who is in America, they hustle so hard for that dollar. You see somebody who has gone to Dubai, they have hustled so much for that dollar. If okay, for Dubai, they say it's real. You see somebody in Australia, they've hustled so hard for that Australian dollar. Even the Canadian dollar, whichever part of the world your relative has gone to, believe you me, they have hustled for that money. So don't just sit at home, say, oh, we have this problem at home, or you start coming up with problems out of nowhere because you are interested to get dollars, because when you convert that into your local currency, it's money. So stop that behavior. It's not fair, because you end up messing up your relative. You end up messing your sister. You end up messing your brother, because let's call it a spade or not a big spoon. When your sister calls you, when your brother calls you, or when your relative calls you, and they're having this issue, or maybe somebody's in the hospital, or maybe they are fundraising for something at home, and which is critical and it's an emergency, they ask you for help. Of course you'll chip in. Of course you'll want to help. You will go the extra mile. Even if you are saving up for something, you'll be like, okay, let me chip in for something so that it's going to help the family back at home, so they're able to to solve the problem that is at home. But the problem is, here is where the problem comes in. When people start abusing your kindness and see it as a weakness, that's where the problem comes in. When people start, now, you know what, we know if you want something, so and so is just gonna cough the money. he's gonna send the dollar immediately, and before you know it, you're like, now you're the cash cow. You know, when they want to go to Mombasa or maybe to a luxurious trip, they come up with the excuse out of thin air, and they're like, oh, we have this problem at home, and you send the money. Or when they want to maybe buy a house, and they want to use you as a cash cow because you're outside the country earning low foreign currency. When they convert that into our Kenya shillings onto a local currency, it's a lot of money. So they come up with problems out of thin air. And of course, as usual, you'll send, because this is your family members. I mean, this is family at the end of the day. Of course, we all have that in us as Africans, that we need to take care of our family. But some families end up abusing that kindness. Some families end up abusing, even siblings end up abusing that kindness of where, you know, you're my sibling, you're my blood, of course I need to help wherever there's a problem. That is where the problem is. So please, let's not abuse our siblings wherever they go outside there, because whichever country they're in, you don't know the sacrifice they're making in order to make sure you back home are able, you know, to be given a little bit of cash here and there, so that you're able, you know, to pay your bills, or just to have to buy that food out there, or just to have that little fun out there. You don't know the sacrifice they're making. Let's have that compassion. Let's have that ubuntu, you know, ubuntu. Let's have it in us. Our parents usually sacrifice a lot, even though when they have nothing, they usually sacrifice a lot to make sure their kids get something out there. So how about we also sacrifice for our siblings, you know, for people out there who are our relatives out there, wherever they're outside, they're hustling. Let's have that compassionate, okay? Don't just run to them and say, oh, we need money for this, we need money for that, do we need money? Because even them, they're going out there because they're also looking for money so that they can save up, come back home, invest, so that they secure their future. And you know, if 1, 2, 3 even, or all your relatives are secure financially, they are financially stable, they've made investment, do you know, in case there's any problem in that family, it's so easy to chip in, everybody chip in and be able to solve that emergency immediately, rather than just depending on one person. Did you know that? I mean, we need to think outside the box. We need to stop having that mentality of asking for money all the time, just because somebody has climbed that plane, somebody has moved to another country. Like, now is our time to eat, now is our time to ask, to demand. Please stop it. And when somebody is kind to you and is giving you that extra money, and they realize you are abusing her kindness or his kindness, and they said, you know what, I'm not giving you guys any more money, the only person I'm going to take care of is only my mom or my dad. And now people at home said completely, oh, you are so stingy, oh, you don't help us, oh, you've become arrogant. Oh, hello guys, why are you criticizing something you know it's not your money? Why are you complaining about someone's pocket? Why are you complaining about someone's hard work? Why are you complaining about someone else's sweat? Why? It doesn't make sense. You're not entitled for it. It's not an entitled. If they want to help you, they're helping you out of the kindness of their heart. They're helping you because you're family. They're helping you because, you know what, since you're my blood, I want to help you out. So it's not an entitlement. So you need to stop feeling entitled, okay? And have that compassion, have that empathy of knowing, you know, your families are out there hustling, trying to save up for their future self and their children, and of course even youth, because one day, one time, you'll have a problem. You'll go back to your auntie or your sibling and say, I have this problem, help me. You see that money he saved and did that investment, he's gonna go in there, remove a little bit of cash to help saving that, to save you out of that emergency that you're having. So remove that entitlement that you have in your mind and stop complaining. Instead of complaining, how about you get up? You get up, yes, get up and start hustling and come up with an idea. Look for ways to save up, start and to raise that capital and start that business of yours, okay? People are literally doing so many things right now in order to have money, in order to pay their bills, in order to take care of their family members and themselves, in order to create a better future for themselves. People are taking their phones and start recording themselves, maybe crying, even laughing, and others even dancing. Others even record themselves just every day. They're not even showering. They say, okay, I haven't showered for the last 100 days. This is the progress I'm making, and people are watching and they're making money. There's so many ways of you to earn money right now. So don't be lazy. Remove that entitlement, remove that ego, and start do something about yourself. Okay? I know it sounds like a lecture. I know it sounds like I'm preaching out there, but it's just that it's too much. It's too much. All right, and then the other thing that it really saddened me. It's painful, where somebody has hustled hard. You've gone abroad. You've hustled so hard. You have money, and then you ask your family members, because you trust them. I mean, they're your blood. You ask maybe your uncle, your auntie, or your brothers, your sisters, like, okay, so I have this certain amount of money, so I have an idea. I want to build rentals, so can you help me find a land, you know, buy land, of course, buy materials, building materials, and then we start building. And then, of course, once the building is finished, then we'll put up rentals, you know, and be earning monthly income, which is gonna help the family back home. At the same time, it's gonna help me, you know, to know that, you know, I still have some savings and I have investment back home. So it will make me feel, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm literally taking step by step, moving closer to achieving my goals of having investment and stable income. So this relative of yours, so decide, you know what, I'm gonna sacrifice. I'm gonna work hard, hours and hours working hard, whichever job they're doing abroad, yeah. And then, of course, they decide also maybe even they're not even going out, because the little money they're saving up is basically to build the building back home. So they've saved up that money, they have sent you the money, and now you, on the other hand, you've received that money back home as a relative, instead of, you know, buying the building materials, instead of, you know, buying that land, instead of, you know, buying, you know, what that money you are sent for, you decide, oh, let me take cut corners, you know. Yeah, people have done that. There are so many stories. You can see this video. We've talked about this in this video. Some people have done that, you know. Yeah, and you've sent someone has gone abroad for the last 5 years, 10 years. They've sent money. They're like, oh, I'm gonna now, they have right back home. They're like, oh, now I'm gonna see this big mansion. And you're like, yeah, excited. And then you reach home and you're like, so where is that building that I told you guys to build for me? Where is that land I told you guys to buy for me? And you're being told, oh, there's nothing. We did nothing. So you ask, what happened to that money I gave you? What happened to the money I used to send you every single month? And they're like, oh, there's nothing. It was eaten. We squandered it. Do you know the shock? Do you know the disappointment, the despair, the depression someone goes through when they hear that? You see the disappointment, you see the hurt, the pain this person is going through, because they look at, because in their mind they know they've worked so hard. They know they have made sacrifices for so many years, and they know, okay, now I have finished the struggling. I know my people back home, they have invested that money like the way we had discussed, and now I'm going back home to retire and enjoy the fruits of my labor. But voila, the reality is there is zero. There is nothing to show on the ground. There is nothing. The family is still poor back home. There is no structure that is going to help the family, you know, like uplift the family financially. There is nothing. It's zero. And maybe you now, you have already moved away, you have migrated away from abroad. You have literally closed down the job. You have moved knowing 100% that I'm coming back home to enjoy the fruits of my labor. But you come back home, on the ground, there is zero. And when you ask people at home, they're telling you there's no money. When they tell you nobody wants to answer you, everybody is like running away, or maybe they're not even picking your calls, or maybe even they're not even, you know, they don't care. They don't give, they care nothing. They're like acting like nothing has happened. Do you know you can go crazy? These are scenarios that have been played out, whether it's in Nigeria, whether it's in Kenya, whichever part of Africa, you've had scenarios like that. And I know, and I think also other parts of the world, you've had scenarios like that. That's the reason why some people right now, they tell you, you know what, if you have gone abroad, if you've gone out there to hustle, to look for money, some people, they say, you know, they advise you, like, you know what, instead of sending money back home for that to buy that land or to build that land, whichever investment you're in, some people prefer to save, then come back on the ground and they do it themselves. Some people prefer that because they'll tell you, I am not ready to receive a heart attack. I am not ready to go through a disappointment. I am not ready to see the money that I've saved up for so many years being squandered by somebody who doesn't understand the meaning of hard work. You've had so many cases like that. So we need to stop as family members. We need to stop that mentality of entitlement, that mentality of, you know what, of taking shortcuts, the mentality of laziness, the entitlement of, you know, if one of us goes outside the country, then it means now we can ask for money. Now it means now we can take advantage. We need to stop that, because that sibling of yours, that relative of yours is out there hustling, is your flesh and blood. Remember, when one of you succeed, all of you succeed. Wherever there's a problem in the family, definitely they will chip in. Definitely they're going to help. So we need to stop that mentality completely. Wipe it out of your mind completely, and let's do the right thing. If your family members tell you, oh, I have this project, I want you to help me to start because I'm out there, help them. And when they tell you, okay, this amount of money is supposed to buy maybe roofing materials, buy those roofing materials. If it's stone materials, buy those stone materials. If it's buying sand, buy that sand. Don't disappoint your family members. Don't take shortcuts, because at the end of the day, when trust is broken, when somebody has worked so hard and they come on the ground and they see there's nothing to show, nothing, no project, no investment whatsoever, when that trust is broken and they decide to go back to hustle again and start afresh, believe you me, you as a family, you're going to lose out 100%. You're going to lose out. That person will go back to the other country and hustle if they're motivated again, and they'll become so cold towards you relatives back home that you will not even see a single cent from him or her. Yes, even if you say we have a problem, they'll be ignoring you, and they'll be like, you know what, I'm not going to give you even a single cent. The only people I'm going to take care of is just my mom and my dad. The rest of you, I don't care. That's what happens. And then now you hear people say, oh, you've become so cold, oh, you don't care about us, oh, you're so arrogant. Now you've gone to another country, now you feel like you've moved to another level. Yes, people talk about that, but what people forget is the only reason why the other person has turned to become cold and not helping anybody is because of what you did. Is as a result of what you did to him or her. So you need to pay attention. So you've seen this video that I've shown in this video. So what are your comments? Do you agree to what I've said? If you have anything to chip in, please drop them. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, bye-bye. So I'm gonna end my rambling for today. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Leave your comments. I'd love to hear from you guys, where you're watching from, because at the end of the day, I am interested to know you better and to grow this channel. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna show lifestyle, I'm gonna show my ramblings here, I'm gonna show some videos, I'm gonna give you my point of view and see what you guys talk. And of course, it's a discussion, it's a matter of, you know, us getting to know each other. Okay, and of course, whatever comes to my mind, I'm just gonna post on this channel, because at the end of the day, I'm taking this channel like my journal. So when you see video on finance, please watch. Why? Because at the end of the day, I love finance. By the way, I do live finance. I like talking about how I can make people, help people learn skills, where to learn these skills. I like showing people where they can get jobs. I like to show people how they can make money online. I like to show people, you know, about life in general. So please watch my videos, subscribe, drop your comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, take care. Bye bye.